Hey guys, we're back. We're back and we're getting our shit together. So today I'm going to be doing my October and November wrap up because I missed October and it's now like well into December. The first book I read in October was my carryover book from September, which was Girl in the Woods by Aspen Mattis, possibly Mattis, I'm still not sure. This is a memoir about a girl who was raped like her first or second night of college and then dropped out of school and decided to hike the Pacific Crest Trail. I found this book to be very empowering and really inspiring, and I gave it 4 stars. The next book I read in October was The Martian by Andy Weir. You've all probably heard a lot about this book by now, with the movie coming out and the book being really popular. This is about an astronaut who gets stranded on Mars all by himself and he has to figure out how to survive. I loved this book. The Mark Watney, the main character, is hilarious. It switches between narrating from Mark's perspective to like people that work for NASA and people on Earth's perspective. It's just a really funny, like suspenseful, enjoyable book. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. The next book I read was Weird Things Customers Say in Bookshops by Jen Campbell, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's literally just a collection of things that the author has overheard in various bookshops that she's worked in, and it's really funny, and I was kind of shocked by some of the things that people said. If you want just a really quick, like, funny read, I would definitely recommend this one. I gave it 4 stars. The last book I read in November was Why Not Me by Mindy Kaling. This is another collection of essays by Mindy Kaling. It's very similar to her first book, which I really enjoyed. I read this book for one of my local bookstores' feminist book club, and I really didn't enjoy it very much. It kind of felt like she didn't have enough material for this book. Like I said, I enjoyed the first one a lot, but I feel like she didn't really need to write a second book. There were parts that were funny and parts at the end that I would consider to be kind of feminist, but overall I didn't really enjoy it. I gave it 2 stars. The last book I read in November was a comic book, and that's Batgirl. Who's surprised? You shouldn't be. This is the last trade paperback that Gail Simone was writing, which I'm really sad about because this whole series of Batgirl has just been wonderful, and this one was no exception, although I didn't enjoy it quite as much as the other ones, but it's still really good. It was a good end to the series. I gave it 4 stars. Let's move on to November. In November, I only read 2 books. Yep, 2 books. 2 books. Yep, 2. Okay. The first book I read in November was Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. This is my first Rainbow Rowell book. I was a little worried when I picked this one up, just that I wouldn't like it as much as everyone else did because there's been so much hype about this book, but I really, really, really enjoyed this book. It's so adorable and cute, and Rainbow Rowell is really good at writing just like really great characters. I loved Kath. I feel like she's kind of my spirit animal. I loved all of the Harry Potter-esque elements because, I mean, Simon Snow is basically Harry Potter. I definitely cried at the end. I ended up giving this book just 4 stars because I felt like it kind of dragged a little bit in like the last section of the book. I got a little bit too romance heavy with not enough plot for my taste, but it did pick back up again in the end, and I really enjoyed it overall. The last book I read in November was Reasons to Stay Alive by Matt Haig. This is a memoir. The author writes about his experiences with depression and anxiety and suicidal thoughts and just kind of about all of those things in general. This book did a really good job of kind of describing what it's like to live with all of these illnesses, and I think a lot of people who have dealt with some of these things can really relate to it, and I also think that it's a good thing for people to read if you know someone who's struggling with any of these things. I think it'll help people understand a little bit more. I really enjoy this book. There's some really great stuff in here. I just felt like I've read similar books that did a little bit better job, so I gave it 3 stars. So I have a couple books that I'm currently reading that I started in November or earlier. I'm still reading House of Leaves, surprise. I really am enjoying it, and I am hoping to finish it by the end of the year because I really don't want to have any books that I haven't finished by the end of December. Like, I really just want to like be able to start January with a clean slate. I also started in November and am still currently reading A Tale for the Time Being by Ruth Ozeki. So far, I'm really loving this book. The writing is beautiful. Just the whole story in general is pretty beautiful. Hopefully I will finish it soon. I've been playing a lot of Sims instead of reading lately, so you know how that goes. If you play Sims, it's just like a giant time suck. Those are all the books that I read in October and November. I would love to hear about some of the books that you've been reading or your thoughts about any of these books that I'm talking about if you've read them, and I will see you guys on Friday with another video. Bye!
Baby, do you want to be in the end of my video? Do you want to be in the end of it? Do you want to, is that going to be a thing? Do you want to start that? Are you going to ignore me? Hey, Tonks? Tonks? No.